It's May 18th, 2017, and I'm getting ready to, been doing a little bit of garden prep, but getting ready to start in the pumpkin patch. Here's the herb garden that I've gotten cleaned out. And this time last year I had a lot of stuff going in the raised beds, but we've had rain and cool weather since October. So not a whole lot growing yet. I did pick up some walking onions and planted those in the fall, and that's these right here. And basically you can eat this part of it like a green onion, and this puts out onion bulbs at the top, so you can peel those off and get a little bit of onion you can cut up and cook with or something, and then you can dig them up down by the roots. The reason they're called walking onions, once they mature they'll fall over, and when this bulb touches the ground it'll root right from there. So basically they kind of move off target from where they're planted. I got peppers. Patty put in more peppers this year. I think these down here are serranos, the jalapenos, 4 of those, and then these 4 are the Anaheims. I picked them up from the greenhouse about a week ago. The guy had actually hardened them up for a couple weeks, so we went ahead and planted them. And then this year I'm putting tomatoes in the pots because last year they just grew too fast. All I had was green leaf and a lot of green tomatoes, and then nothing ripened and it just fell over. So I got 2 early girls in I don't know, it was about 2.5, 3-gallon containers, nursery pots, 2 patios, and then at the greenhouse I picked up some cut celery. And Mom and Dad showed me this a few years back, but if you cut this, it looks like parsley, but it's got a super strong celery taste. You could replace celery with it, you know, like a recipe or something. That's how strong it is. It's really good. They didn't have any last year, so I couldn't plant it. And those are beets. It hasn't been warm enough for them to grow very fast, and the slugs are getting them, so I'm probably going to replant in a little bit, a week or two. It's supposed to heat up starting the next couple of days. So got the bags of soil all placed. One reason I'm taping this, I had 3 bags, 4 bags maybe, that were really waterlogged. So I put holes in those first, and I'm unsure if that's going to have any negative effect on the pumpkins or not. So there's one there, and then there's one in the very back. All the others were fresh, so that I picked up at the hardware store. So this year I'm not going to have as many varieties and not as many up on the hog panels. So I'm hoping I get the numbers, but we'll see what happens. All the old bags of soil, I went ahead and topped off the beds, and I've got some dill planted in the right corner. There's a cucumber coming up, but I don't know if it'll do anything. I'll probably pull it. I've got fresh cucumber seeds. Planted marigolds about a week and a half ago, and nothing yet. It's just been too cold. And I'll go ahead and do corn. I'll start those in the peat pots, but not for a couple weeks. So the plan is to have the smaller, anywhere from 6 to 10 pound pumpkins will be in the three bags per hog panel, and then the larger pumpkins will be on the ground. So, and seeds I got this year. I also got my 2 bales of hay. I put those out real early and had some problems dragging them into position, and they kind of degraded more than I wanted. And then I bought a fresh bag about a week and a half just to mulch with. So I got the winter squash again, and then this is the hybrid, the butternut winter squash. And that's the sunshine. It's supposed to be a really super, it's red colored. It's supposed to be really sweet. Those will go in the hay bales. And then I got another Long Island cheese. So I liked those last year. Moonshine, that's a 6 to 10 pound white pumpkin. Got the Rouge. I'll plant one of those again this year. Just one bag. Fall Splendor. That's going to be a medium-sized 6 to 10 pound orange pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern type. That'll go up on the hog panel. And then I got cargos this year, so I'm going to give those a shot, and those will go in the bags. And then one other thing. These are pumpkins that I grew last year, and they've been sitting in the garage. And haven't eaten any in a while, but probably ate, I don't know, 10 or 11 of the single serving butternut squash. Those are good. You fix them up and there's not much left over. But these have made it. There was one I pulled off today that had a little brown area at the bottom, and it had started to rot on the inside. But I picked these back in, I don't know, mid-September, October, and put them on the shelf in the garage, and they've lasted so far. So those are the squash, and these are the autumn crown. They're ornamental pumpkin. These are supposed to be good eating, just like a butternut squash. And I gave away 4 or 5 of those. But I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to cut them open and see what they're like on the inside. So I cut those. I cross-cut saw, an old one, because trying to cut them with a knife, they're pretty tough. I sawed them open, and the seed cavity is dried out. The seeds are dried out. But I mean, if you were into long-term storage or something, opening them up, they smelled fresh. Imagine they're probably not as moist as if they were just right off the vine, but definitely edible. So I'm really surprised that those things lasted that long. So if anybody wants to do stuff and save it long-term, those may be a couple of good brands to get. So all I've got to do, I got a bag of compost. I'm going to cut some circles in the top of these. Pack a couple of, in the top of the soil bags, pack a couple of handfuls of compost in there, let them set for 2 or 3 days, and plant some seeds before the weekend. And then I'll be traveling for a few days, but I'll be back and do an update if anything is growing. If not, I'll wait until it heats up. So, and we'll update in a couple of weeks.